Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Nutmegged, the podcast where a Yank and a Brit talk about the beautiful game from across the pond, quite far across the pond. And I'm Andrew, representing the Stars and Stripes, holding down the fort here in the great state of Ohio. And we have Faisal holding down the crown, but over in Dubai. What is life like over there, my guy? Welcome back.
Good, yeah, thank you, man. It's good to be back. I'm excited. It's getting pretty warm. I say getting pretty warm. It's very, very warm here. So I'm excited to get stuck into some football, man. I feel like it's been a while.
It has been a while. A lot has happened. We're finally back after our small hiatus, which is my fault because I had a child. So that's new.
Wow.
Me and the wife have a baby boy now. I'm already training him up how to play soccer. He's got some strong leg muscles going on. On top of that, like, we both have different business ventures that we've kicked off. So we're happy to be back and talking soccer now.
Yeah, congratulations again. This is for the pod, but also for you, man. It's a big achievement. So it's technically the pod's growing even further.
That's right. We got to get the little boy on the podcast
sure.
at some point. His name is Murphy, after my wife's maiden name. So that is, I feel like, not only just a cool little feature to keep that going on in the family, but Murphy sounds like a soccer player name to me. So that's why I was about it.
It does. It really does.
So U.S. men's national team, look out for that guy coming soon. We have not only a prediction of my son making to the U.S. men's national team, but this is a episode full of predictions today, because now we're trying to catch up because soccer is moving quite fast. So we are going to look back at the predictions that we made for the table in the Premier League. So that's the 2024-2025 season. Spoiler alert, it's a little scary. Could be a bloodbath out there. Then we're also going to predict what the table will look like at the end of this Premier League season, so that in a future episode we can look back and cry and laugh a little bit again. So before we dive into our review of what our predictions were last time, how do you feel going into this overall?
Not confident. I think that I made some big errors. I think I thought some teams were going to do better than I thought they were going to do, and I'm excited just to find out. I'm big on competition, so I think that's a big one. I do remember, if I remember correctly, there was something else on the line, wasn't there, for this? So, do you want to remind the listeners?
Yes. So not only is it bragging rights, of course, but we have made a little side bet that you all may remember, where whoever is the loser needs to send the winner a kit of their choice. So that can be a beautiful Firelands United kit. That could be an Arsenal kit. It could be a City kit. It could be a whole City kit. It could be any kit of the choosing. But that kit has to go to the winner. So that is on the line. So we will have to see how this plays out.
Hey.
My thought, too, is I'm not feeling super positive. I know how the Premier League season ended last time, and I've seen my list, and definitely some discrepancies there. So we'll have to see. Now, I'll break down how this works. We do have our scoring system, which you may notice from last time. So that is essentially, we look at the Premier League table, how it actually finished. We have our table that we have predicted, and how that will break down is 1 point for every wrong spot in where you have placed a team. So I'll give you an example here. Let's say Arsenal was selected to finish first in my table. They finished second, as usual. So then I have them one spot off of where they actually finished. So that is 1 point to me, which is not good. In this game, you do not want points. So at the very end, we'll tally up all of those spots and those points, and then whoever has the highest point total will be the loser. So we're going golf score here. We want to have the lowest score. All right. You ready?
Excited.
Ready for this?
Mate, I'm ready now. That's got me buzzing now. I'm ready to get stuck in. Let's do this.
Okay, let's do it. So here we go. Starting off, the reflections of our 2024-2025 predictions for the Premier League table. I'll start us off with number one. As we all know, who won the league, which I unfortunately did not predict correctly, Liverpool. I had in my one spot Arsenal. I had Liverpool for the past 2 seasons. I thought they were going to continue to do it, and then for some reason, I gave up on them. I thought that Arne Slot maybe didn't have it in the bag, but he certainly did. So with me having Arsenal at number one, they actually finished second. So that is 1 point for me in the one spot. I'm happy. I'll see all these ones all day.
I like that. So I guessed my prediction was obviously the number one spot. I think I was fairly confident on this one before the season started. I thought Man City are going to kind of steamroll this like they do pretty much every other season. I had put Man City as number one. So that was and I still think to this day that is a good shout. Unfortunately, that did not work, and that did not pan out as the way I thought it was going to pan out. And they actually had a pretty poor season. They ended on third place, which is unlike them. So in terms of the points, am I getting, these are 2 points, yeah?
So you have 2 points, correct, yes.
Okay, that's not a good start, but we move.
Then do you want to take us to the 2 point as well?
Of course.
So we can go 2 and then I'll go 2. And
sounds good. So we have second place, I have Arsenal, which is as expected, and they did actually have second place. So that's a 0 points. Each your day, I think we'll take that. That's over to you, but
that's a nice thing to see. I will give you a little spoiler alert. I only have 1-0 on my entire board, so that's not looking good. Yeah, and unfortunately, it is not in this spot. So in the 2 spot, I had City. I will never select City to win the league because I hate them. So I had them in the 2 spot, which they finished, as you said, in the 3 spot. Quite a down year for them. Still figuring some stuff out. And we'll have to see what it looks like this coming year if we think they have it figured out quite yet or not. I'm happy to see them dropping. But that is 1 point for me, bringing my total to 2 points. So right now, after 2 slots, we are tied. I will take us down to our 3rd spot. And that is where City finished. However, I had Liverpool in the 3rd spot, which close enough. That gets me 2 more points, unfortunately, bringing my total to 4.
Nice. So now I am on the 4th spot. This was a prediction that, I mean, it all started off so well. Manchester United here I had in the 4th place. Which is absolutely laughable and is going to give me a ton of bad points here. If you don't laugh, you cry. So it is what it is. Of course, I had Manchester United in the 4th position. Manchester United ended on 15. So that is, I'm going to rack up quite a few points there, Andrew.
Yeah, that hurts.
That's not good. I think that might be my biggest loss, I think, mathematically, if I'm correct. That might be my biggest.
So I am not the best when it comes to math, so make sure I've done this calculation correctly. Okay. So since you have them in the 4th spot, that would give you 11 points.
Amazing.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing. Then I'll take us on to the 5th spot. I had Tottenham Hotspur, which I thought is a reasonable thing. It's a time that's always reasonable. Unfortunately, that is also another howler from me, and this is not looking good again. I had, obviously, them in the 5th position. They ended up even worse on the 17th position. So, I mean, the maths, it just gets worse here. It's just going to get even worse. I don't even want to... I mean, if we were going to stop right here, this is me finished.
I think that's your highest total, like your complete total from last season.
That is it. Not good.
So then, again, help me math here, just to make sure, since you had them in the 5th spot, that would give you 12 points.
Wow.
So that would be
well.
25 total for you at the moment. All right, so let's review top 5 real quick for you. Then I'll get into mine as well. So you had number 1, City.
Yep.
That got you 2 points. Then we have Arsenal for you in the 2 spot, getting you 0 points, which is quite nice. Can't complain there. Liverpool in the 3rd spot for you. So that gets you 2 points. Then you have Man United, as you mentioned, in the 4 spot, which, painful. 11 points for you. Then you have Tottenham riding out your 5th spot, and that got you 12 points. So that is your top 5. Lucky you. Now I will say mine is not much better. So I already gave you my third, which was Liverpool. I had Chelsea in 4, which is where Chelsea finished. So I had mentioned there's 1-0 on the board for me, which is a good day, and it is this one. Chelsea. I did hype up Chelsea. I thought that they were going to be doing something decent because they had the talent. Question marks on if their system's going to work or not. A conversation we'll have in a little bit, but we'll find out. For now, it worked out for me. 0 points in my 4 spot. Then I followed suit with you. I didn't think Manchester United was going to be great, but I thought they'd at least finish top 5. Not the case, as we realized with you as well. So in my 5th spot, I had United. That gave me a 10 spot. So my first double-digit getter of the game.
Not good.
So some quick math here. I will have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points out of my top 5. Yours is a little bit more painful here. So that is 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Is that right?
That is 27, yeah.
27 points for you. But don't you worry, I'll run us up to the next one. So we have our top 5 done. I'll go to number 6. And my 6 is where it also will increase my score quite a bit. I had Tottenham there. I thought they were going to do something decent. I thought they built a nice team. Apparently not. Because, yeah, they finished way towards the bottom of the table, 1 away from relegation. That gets me 11 points since I had them in the 6th spot. So that will bring me to 25. So now it makes it a game for us. So I'm at 25. You're at 27.
Who's
your 6th?
Shall I go for my 6th? My 6th, I had 6 actually had Chelsea, which I from honestly I thought that that they had a strong team, but I didn't think they'd do as well as they actually did. They actually ended up coming 4th. So fair play, Chelsea. I mean, we'll get into it, but Chelsea's squad this season frightening. So we'll get into that. But yeah, so that is not too bad. That's 2 points, right?
Yep. So just 2-pointer, 29. I'd be taking 2-pointers all day with this.
I need that. That's what I need.
This roster. Yeah. Okay, take us to your 7.
7th, I had Newcastle. And 7th actually was Nottingham Forest. So we have Newcastle on 5th. So that's actually 2 points again. 31.
Yep. So 31 for you. Now I will give you my 7th. So I had Aston Villa. They are my number 1. I got to say it like an American. It's only fair. But they finished 1 away from 7.
Wow.
So that is a not too bad of a shout with them finishing in 6th. So that gets me just 1 point. Takes me to 26. And you at 31. Don't worry. That was also one of my best ones here. So continuing on, I'll take us to number 8. Who finished in 8? Brighton did, which quite consistent now toward the top of the table. I love to see it from the Seagulls. But since they were actually in 8th, I had Newcastle in 8th. So I did not expect them to finish as high as they did, which they finished in 5th. So that gets me 3 points. So that will take me to 29.
29. So I am on 7th. Is that correct?
You are on 8th.
I've done Chelsea already yet. No.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say Newcastle?
I thought you said Newcastle.
Oh, did I say Newcastle 7th? Yeah, Newcastle 7th and Newcastle actually ended up on 5th. Yeah, you're right. I am. A lot of numbers. Too many numbers for me.
There's so many.
Trying to give into it. Then we have, in 8th place, I had Aston Villa in 8th place. They ended up in 6th. Not too bad. 2 points. We need to start taking these 2 points if we're going to do any damage here. So we are currently on 33. Is it? Show you the next one as well?
Yeah, take 9.
Okay, 9th I had was West Ham, thinking that would be fair and would make sense. Unfortunately, West Ham actually were 14th. So we are, again, it's not happening. It's not happening. What was that, 5 points?
Yeah, that is 5 points. And the reason I know that is because I also had West Ham in 9th.
Oh,
so
okay.
A wash for us. So also putting the Hams in that spot gets me 5 points. Don't love to see it, but a 5 spot really not the worst, unfortunately, from what I have on my list here.
Still close, though. Still close-ish.
It is pretty tight. So 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34.
34, yeah. 34 to 37 at the moment.
Okay. So now that will push us down to number 10. Yes. So my 10 spot, I had Crystal Palace, which not too shabby. A 2-spotter for me because they finished in 12th. I knew they were going to be right around the middle of the table. So that will give me 2 more points.
36 there. I also had Crystal Palace. Exact same place. I had them in the 10th position, and they also got 2 points. So, 38, we'll take that. That is not too bad.
So that brings you to 40?
That's 38. Oh, sorry, 39.
Are you cheating me already?
But 37 plus 2 is 39.
Oh my gosh.
On the pod, we're going to hear how bad we are at maths. And this is for everyone to listen to.
Yeah. I already did my math on the side, and I think it's still wrong, so that's fine.
What? Really?
Just for my own calculations, like on my score. I know my total at the end, so if I'm adding all mine up and it gets to my total, then I know that I did it right, but I may not have. So that's the problem. That's why I added up beforehand, just in case.
So I'm now on 39 because I had 37 before, and now I'm on 39 because that's 2 points. Yeah. You're on 36.
Yep.
Shall I go for my 11th?
Yes,
now?
please.
Yeah. So 11, I had Brighton for 11th. Brighton actually ended up in 8th. Not too bad. So that's 4 points, correct?
So then
39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Now we're in the big 4-3.
Beautiful.
Go for it. Go 10, bud.
All right. So I will take us in the 11th spot. I had Bournemouth, which not a bad
Not
shout
bad.
there.
Not bad.
Because Bournemouth finished 9th. So that will just get me a 2-spotter.
That's 38 for you there.
Yep, beautiful. Then I'll take us on to number 12. So my 12th, I had Brighton in my 12th spot, which could have been a little better. I wish I put them up a little bit higher. So that will be a 4-spotter for me because they actually finished in 8th when I had them finishing in 12th. So that should be me at 42.
42?
A little tight. So now who you got in 12th?
Okay, in 12th, I have Fulham in 12th. And they were actually 11th. So
it's a good spot.
It's a good point. I'll take it. So that's 44 points there. Then I'll take us into the 12th position, which that was 12th
13th.
position. 13th, I had Brentford. And Brentford actually finished, where did they finish?
10th?
10th, yes, that was it. So I had them in 13th, that's 3 points.
Beautiful.
47. Not too bad.
Okay. I like to see it. Also, because in my 13th spot, I also had Brentford. So that's 3 spots for your boy, taking me to 45.
45.
Brentford, I'm interested to see what happens to Brentford this season. We'll have a conversation about that in the next episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. Now, in my 14th spot, this one hurts me a bit. There's still so many more painful ones coming up. But Fulham, I had in 14, which my boy Jedi Robinson, doing great stuff, was the player of the season for Fulham last time.
Nice.
Little U.S. men's national team representation there, but that's 4 points for me. So that one, that hurts the tally right there.
That's 49 to 47. Okay, this is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, this is now, I've been losing this whole time, and now the table's flipped a little bit, but I don't think it's going to last very long, but we're here at the moment, 47, 49.
Okay, what's your 14?
Cool. 14 I had was Bournemouth. And that actually did not pan out well for me. They ended up 9th. So already not in a good place. So what is that? That is 6, is that? No.
5.
5, cool.
Yeah. I could have given you 6, but I'm a nice guy.
49, 51.
So that's 52, right?
52.
Okay.
It's okay. I don't know why I was gassed for a second and I was 50 again. Go on, your turn.
Well, okay, so then that is 14 done for both of us. So now take us to your 15th. Who you had there?
15th, I had Wolves. In the 15th position.
Good spot.
They actually were 16.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. 53. We'll take 53. Yep. Go on,
I
then.
also am happy with Wolves being there because I had Wolves in that spot as well at 15. So 1 point for me, bringing me to the 5-0.
5. Oh dear, it's getting close. It's getting close.
It won't be close for long, I unfortunately think. Because my next one is not too bad. I had Leicester in the 16th spot when they finished in 18th, so just 2 spots away.
Points.
So 2 points for
52?
me, so that takes me to 52.
Okay.
So who's your 16?
16, I had Everton in 16th place. And the 16th place was actually 13. So they actually ended up being 13. It's 3 points. That's not too bad. Anything around the 3-pointer I can take. So that is 56 whole points at the moment. I will then take us into the one after Everton, which was Leicester. I had in 17th position. And unfortunately for Leicester, that was not the case. And they ended up in 18th place. So that's 1 point there.
That's a good spot.
To you. 57. I'll take 57 before we get into that.
I'd be happy with that because this next one for your boy is a healthy number right there. So in my 17th spot, I had Forest, and they had a heck of a season. So kudos to them because Forest finished in 7th spot, which we were hoping for a little higher as the season came to a conclusion, but the predictions didn't want that. And since they finished in 7th, I had them in 17. That is 10 spots away. So that's a big 10 spot for your boy.
So that's now 6-2.
Yes, that's a 62 for me
60,
after
57.
Forest.
Wow, okay.
And it doesn't get better from here, unfortunately. I have in my 19th spot. That hurts me. But we're not there yet. We're in the 18th spot.
18.
Southampton. I thought they were going to get relegated. They did, but they got relegated at the bottom of the table. So I was 2 spots off from that one. So that 64. Will bring me to 64.
Nice. Okay, cool. So we're currently on 57, 64 at the moment, and we've got 3 clubs left. Okay, 3 predictions left. I'll get 18th, 19th, and 20 here. So, unfortunately for me...
I haven't heard Forest from you yet.
Well, you're about to hear it. It's about to go pretty poorly. This is probably where I lost it, right? Because if you've got your 10 points now and I've got my, I don't know, right. So my Forest I had in 18th place, right? So Forest actually, as we all know, they had a pretty good season. So Forest ended up in 7th, which isn't too bad. So 18 minus 7 is
11, baby. So that's 68 for you, my guy.
Right. Should I do the rest of my 2 and then you can do your final 3?
You can, because I still think I lost this.
No, I don't think you have. So you've got 64 and I'm at 68, right? I've now still got 2 final ones to do and then we find out yours, right? So my 19th spot was Ipswich. And Ipswich... hold up! Ipswich! 0 points. Let's go. Okay, 68 for me. And then Southampton was also 0 points.
That's nice. That's nice.
So my actual total ended up on 68. So we'll take
That's good.
Andrew,
so
any more than 4 points in any of your next 3 points, in your next 3, you're winging your T-shirt over.
Well, let me give you the game buster here. My 19th spot, I had, unfortunately, the Toffees, Everton, in the 19th spot. They finished 13th. Wow. So that's a big 6-spotter for your boy.
Wow.
And then taking us to 20th, it's not even over yet. I had Ipswich. I thought they were going to be the worst. They were not. Southampton dominated that spot. So Ipswich in 19th, I had them in 20th. That's an extra 1 point for me. So my points total is 71. Quite a rough showing.
Yes.
So congratulations, my guy.
Come on. Finally. Because last time you won, and I think I was just it was bad performance of me last time. And this is a bad performance. This is just the bad of the best of the bad bunch, basically.
Yeah. It was a rough year for both of us. But hey, at least you could say you weren't the worst of the worst. That's your boy.
That is true. To be fair, the Ipswich Southampton situation saved me, bud. Those 2 points there. I should have had
more faith in Everton. They let me down.
What about this Manchester United Spurs situation, man? That's not good.
Nightmare.
Double figures.
Yeah. Might happen again. Who knows?
No, we can't. So
we'll be finding out.
prize winner.
So I will be sending a kit your way. It's going to be beautiful, so don't you worry.
Excited, man. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I'll wear it with pride, whatever it is.
I'll have to show you. You have to show it to us once you get it on one of the next episodes.
Definitely.
Hype you up. Now, how would you like to do some predictions for this season?
I reckon let's do top 3 predictions first. Each of us doing top 4. Let's do top 4 predictions for each one. Then we'll do the middle order, and then we'll do who's being relegated. Let's do that first. So, do you want to open?
Surely, though.
Surely.
Surely it cannot be as bad as last season, right? Surely.
I don't know. I
mean, my gosh.
I hope not. I've tried to channel how bad my predictions were last season to this one. So I'm trying to we'll see what we get.
We'll find out. All right, I will kick us off with the top 4 of the Premier League table at the end of the 2025-2026 season. 2026, that's kind of scary to think about already. But in number 1, I'll start us from the top going down. I will not make the same mistake that I did last year by finally not selecting Liverpool as number 1, because I'm selecting them as number 1 this year. Not only because they are the Premier League champions, I had them right up there with City, always competing every season. I think they've built the right type of structure. And now that I have the trepidations raced away because Arne Slot coming in clutch, tweaking some things his first season and looking strong after Klopp said he was done. So I was impressed, and especially with all the signings that they have made now, how do you bet against Liverpool? That's just scary. So they're my number 1 for sure. Easy selection for me. They're going to be scary. I have the consistent number 2s in number 2. That's Arsenal. I think that they have made solid signings. I still think that they're structured well. I like Arteta as a coach. I know there is some flack that he gets because he just can't get over the hump to finally get them that Premier League title. I still think he's a great coach, though, so I think that they're going to be fighting for that top spot, so that's Arsenal 2 for me. I also hate City, but I think that they're decent still, so that means that I'm going to put City in the 3rd spot. I mean, if you have a coach like Guardiola, how can you count him out with whatever situation that they have going on at the club, with whatever players that they don't have or that they have brought in? So I think City still fighting for a top spot in the Premier League. And I will do what I did last year. Chelsea at 4 again this season. I think that they have the roster, as we saw last year, to make a big splash. They did some good stuff and won the Club World Cup?
Club World Cup, yeah.
Looked pretty solid there as well. And Maresca seems to be fitting in well as a manager. They've added more firepower. They've also made some smart sell-ons as well. They've did some good summer business of bringing players in, but then also actually selling players this time, not just hoarding them in their 2 locker rooms that they have. So I think that will end up having Chelsea in one of the Champions League spots in at 4.
Okay, so I'll start us off with that 4. Just to clarify, I made these predictions right before the first game of the season. So this was...
Same.
I tried to think about it. I tried to think about the previous season and how things had gone, and I put a couple of clubs that I think are going to overperform. So I'll start from my top 4. Obviously, Liverpool. I'm still going to gun for them, I think. And on reflection as well, I think there is no one at the moment that can probably beat them. But the club that I think is going to push them in second place I have is Chelsea. Now, this is a bit of a left wing one, but I just feel like as a club and as a squad at the moment, they've just got the depth that I think I've not seen in many other clubs. I think they're going to fall short. I don't think they're going to push Liverpool as much, but I think they are going to be the better of the other 2 sides I've got below them. The club I've got below them is Man City in 3rd place. I think that's fair. I mean, luckily as well, you can kind of see they've had a bit of a mixed season. That Brighton loss wasn't great. So it's an interesting part of the season. And I'm going to say Arsenal in 4th. And I say that with the fact that I think, they've probably got, maybe they've brought in a good couple of players, but I just still feel that there isn't enough squad depth, I think, that's going to allow them to, say, beat the likes of Man City and Chelsea and Liverpool really consistently. Maybe that they might grab a nick of result against Man City, but I don't see them beating Liverpool, i.e. as an improvement was proven. Liverpool beat them, I say comfortably. It was a close game. And obviously that first game Man United had against Arsenal, they didn't look great. We weren't great either, but they didn't look great either. So that's why I'm sticking them in the fourth as well. So I kind of, at the moment, we're in a good place. Over to you.
Let me ask you a question very quickly, because there is a team noticeably not in the top four for you, which is our beloved Manchester United. You feeling confident about that selection right now?
Absolutely not. I mean, I actually am confirmed. What I mean by that is I'm absolutely 100% sure that Man United are not hitting top four this season. I think anyone would be silly, and this performance has proven that they're not ready yet. They're not ready for this at all yet. I was a bit more generous last season, but I think I was more delusional last season. I'm not delusional this season. I've seen nothing's really changed. We're in the same place as we are. So unfortunately, yeah, they're a bit further down the table for me. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Yep, I agree. I had them less high in my last prediction, which didn't even help me enough to win, unfortunately, because they had quite the rough season, to say the least. I don't have them coming up either here shortly. So let me run through my 5 to 10, then I'll flip it over to you to do the same. So fifth spot, we'll see if this bounce back is possible or not, because they had even a worse season than Manchester United, Tottenham. I have them in my fifth spot, so jumping up all the way from their relegation spot in 17 last season to finish in the top 5. Will it happen? The reason I think it will is because they had a smart summer. They made some smart signings. But the thing that makes the most difference for me is Thomas Frank. I think Thomas Frank is a wonderful manager. He's very composed at all times. He knows the structure that he wants to run. He explains it well, and he allows his players to understand it, have a little bit of creativity in there, but really rely on that structure. So whatever player you plug and play, if there's an injury or if you need to sub someone out because of some issue and you restructure it, it's the same system all over again. And I think he's a great manager, so that's why I think that things will change for Tottenham. So I have them in my fifth spot. Newcastle is my 6. They have the quality. I think the Isco saga will hurt them. I actually selected all of this too before I knew what was happening with the beginning of the season. So now that we know Isco I'm saying Isco.
Asensio.
I think he's a little older now. I'm talking about Isak, who Isak, the striker for Newcastle, who was throwing a fit and wanted to transfer to Liverpool, which now we know is at Liverpool, which actually just solidifies Liverpool as one for me. But I would have maybe bumped Newcastle down a little bit lower if I knew they were going to be losing him for sure. But they're plugged in at 6. I still think they have quality. And thankfully, on deadline day, they did make a couple signings that will add some firepower to their lineup. So I think they're still trying to become a large club, which we saw this season didn't really work out for them because they couldn't get players to sign for them. They were hunting all these players, but then all of those players ended up signing for a different club. So I still don't think they're big club status quite yet, which I think that's why they're 6 for me, but I think they still have the quality and decent management with Eddie Howe over there. So 6 for me. 7. Now this one might be a little crazy, and I have a newfound love for this team, and it could be controversial, and it's a little bit scary, but for me, 7 is Everton. I think they're going to have a good season. Spoiler alert, this is also my dark horse team. They made some smart signings. And as soon as I saw that Jack Grealish signed for them, I don't know if it's a signing or if it's a loan, but I am a Grealish fan. I don't think he was utilized well in the City structure, because when you look at City, Pep Guardiola plays a very structured, organized system. Grealish needs to have some kind of creativity, which he will be able to lead, which he needs to do. He performed so much better when he is the actual leader and the man at a club. On top of that, Everton is more open and they have more great creativity in their structure and how they play their games. So I think that's a great fit. They made a couple other decent signings, and Moyes is just a solid, comfortable coach. I don't think he's going to do crazy stuff, but I think that they will have a decent season. So I have them at 7. We'll have to see. 8, we got the baby in charge of number 8, Fabian Hertzler. That is Brighton's manager. So I have Brighton plugging in at 8. Brighton always consistent now above the top 10. They just know how to recruit players and find the right type of players and build them into consistent quality players when they bring them either through their academy or bring in a lesser known name and turn them into a household name. So I can't really ever count them out about being anything lower than a 10. So that's where I think they will have them today. In the end of the league here. So 8 for me. 9 is where I have our Red Devils. So Manchester United. I think that they will finish this high because they have a good summer signing window. I'm going to give it like a B+. They added some good firepower. They won't finish any higher than this because there is going to be drama throughout the season with our manager. I don't know if Amram is going to be staying or not. There's already talk about him going out after the first couple games of the season. I did think that they were going to look a little better when I made these predictions. So after seeing the first few games, that makes me a little bit nervous. But I do think that if they can maybe get Amram out early, and I'm usually not a proponent of getting rid of a manager. I don't think he's the right manager for this type of structure that Manchester United has. They have good signings. So if they can get some of this stuff happening, making decisions sooner, they'll finish 9th for me. 10 is Aston Villa. I can't count out Emery. He's a good manager. They didn't make the best signings in the summer. They've added a few pieces, but nothing that really turned the table for me. So I would have loved to see them do a little bit better this coming year, but I don't think that they made the right move. So that is 10 for me. All right, what you got?
Okay, a couple of similar ones to yourself, actually. So start with my number 5. I think, to be fair, with some of the signings I've done, that Jadon Sancho situation, for example, I love Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott's a really solid player. Aston Villa I've got in 5th place, mainly for Emery. I think they're going to be doing well. This might be more like I think the way they play will probably suit them. Not have the greatest start, but I think they'll get into their flow. 6th place I have Nottingham Forest, so I think they're going to again have a solid season. I still think that there's still power in there. But again, I think it'll be a very similar season to what they've had this season. I think they're going to be doing pretty well. And the rest of the clubs I kind of got around them are lower in the table. I remember this is done before, I think. Obviously, the thought of other clubs, other like players coming in, other transfers, for example, that may have shook this up a little bit, to be honest. And then this is a prime example of that. My number 7 is Crystal Palace, which I think on reflection I probably shouldn't have put as high. With them, with Eze leaving, perhaps with Mark Gahey maybe being a bit unsettled potentially at the moment now, not getting his move, it just feels a bit probably isn't the greatest. I don't think they're going to do as well. I think they end up probably a bit lower in this table now. So that's my number 7. Number 8 and number 9 are exactly the same as yours. So that'll be an interesting one to see. I have Brighton in 8th. I also have Man United in 9th. Again, this is definitely done before the beginning of the season. I do think, on reflection, they probably won't break top 10 at the moment. But it was done cautiously optimistically. I think I did this around, when the likes of like Sesko, for example, and these sorts of like players coming in thinking this is it, this is it for us. And then 10, I've actually got Newcastle, which I think may be correct at the moment in terms of where I kind of see them being a middle table. The likes of Isak going, for example, the likes of, they made some real good transfers, however. I do think that Voltemorde, I think from, Werder Bremen? Is a solid player. If you look at some of his Bundesliga goals and contributions more generally, I think he's a great player. So I think, and Langa I really like as a player, and I think once these players kind of pull in, they're going to be solid. And I think Newcastle will get there. I think they'll have a bumpy start to the season. That's probably why they end up 10th. I think they'll probably be further down, but I think they'll have a good solid end of the season, because Howe is like that, right? So that is all my 10 now. That's my top 10 done.
Okay, I'll take us to 15. Yeah, I agree. After some of the transfers that happened on deadline day, maybe it would have shaken up some of my predictions, but we move. 11, I have Crystal Palace. I love the stat, and it's a sad stat for Crystal Palace, but they've never finished ever above the 10 spot in the Premier League. So I'm going to consistently say that. They finished, 12th last season? So I'm going to have them in my 11th spot. I do like Oliver Glasner. I think he's a good manager. And they made a couple signings, but they lost more firepower than they've added. So that is, why for me that I don't think that they're going to make it above their dreaded 10th spot finish, even after now seeing them losing some of their players that were some of them that helped really make them look like an exciting, dangerous team. Now, toward the end of deadline day, I still think that fits them right in that 11th spot. We'll see. Bournemouth are my 12th. They're an interesting one because they lost, 3 of their 4 starters in their back line. So that makes me a little nervous. That's why they finished 9th last season. That's why I have them bumping down now to the 12th spot. I am a fan of their overall structure as a club. They have Tim Bezbatchenko as one of like the holding partner managers for their club because the holding company manages this team, Bournemouth, and a couple others. And I think that Tim Bezbatchenko, coming from Columbus Crew, winning a couple titles here over in MLS, he knows how to help like manage clubs. I think they're set up in the right way to still be competitive, even though they lost a lot of talent, and they develop talent as well. So I think that they'll have a drop, but they'll still be somewhat consistent, hanging out in the 12th spot. 13 for Mr. Potter. In that spot is West Ham for me. So Graham Potter is their manager now. I don't think Graham Potter has a system that he knows how to play well from what I've seen his managerial career take on so far. They also didn't do a whole lot in the window, so I maybe should have put them a little lower, but I have a little bit of faith that just the manager bounce will happen and they could do something exciting because they finished, 14th last season. I have them in 13th spot. Who knows? We'll see. Now, this is where I get a little bit of a shakeup as well. Got to have something exciting in there to keep life entertaining when you make these predictions. So 14 for me, Sunderland. Now, that is a scary one because previously the 3 promoted teams that come up from the championship usually go right back down. This hopefully will be a year that is different. I think Sunderland are typically a Premier League club. They normally have the resources. They have the stadium. They're used to being in the Premier League. They made some smart signings. So I think that they are an underdog in this league, and I hope that comes to fruition so that they end up in 14th spot. That could be scary. That could hurt me later on. Now, Forest. Unfortunately, I have them in the 15th spot after they finished 7th. They also lost some players, and I don't think they're able to keep up with the quality that is needed to stay up in the top 10, in the top 7. So I would love to see that actually happen for them if they are up toward the top. Love the storyline, but I think unfortunately they're going to drop off and find themselves in the 15th spot. Who you got now?
Okay, so 11th, I've actually got Spurs, which I know I'm going to 100% regret. And I think, for example, the players that they've bought in transfer market, Xavi Simons, for example, or Simons. I also think Randall Kolo Muani is an incredibly good player. And I think they are really going to turn screws on most of the clubs they're going to play against. With Kudus in there as well. I actually don't think they're going to miss. No one's really even talked about Son. No, in the performances they made, no one's really gone, oh, they're missing Son, or how do they replace Son? There is no replacement for Son. It doesn't really matter. They've just gone out in the market, got some solid players, and thought, let's just carry on playing football. They've got players that they would walk into pretty much any of the top 6 club. Colin Moani, for example, and Xavi Simons, they walk into any club. City would love them, any club. And the Spurs have gone and done that. And that is the difference that Europa League and Champions League makes for you, right? You can't get into that club. You can't get into those, for example, those you don't fit into the other squad, the top 6. You can still actually get in and play Champions League football at Spurs and still be fine. You live in London. You're in a good place. Like it's still manageable. So that's what I've got. But I think they'll do higher than that. West Ham, I've got in 12th, which I think that's fair enough. I think West Ham in general probably aren't having the greatest start of the season. I do think they made some good changes, but I don't think they'll make a massive difference. Bournemouth, again, I've put in 13th. I think they've obviously left Zabani's left, for example. Joyson's left. Kirkes is left. Like it's not the same Bournemouth squad now. It's not going to be great work for Bournemouth, but I think they'll do okay. They'll stay up is what I'm thinking. 14th, I've gone for Brentford. Very similar to yourself in terms of it's a club that has not got the players, unfortunately. And to top it all off, Johan Wissa has just left as well. So I actually cannot name many Brentford players anymore that I think are... I mean, that team is ripped. They lost their manager. They lost Mbuemo. They lost Wissa. It's not great. I think they lost. Who else? Quattro, was it? Or he might be Bournemouth, but they lost like a great player again. They've just, that squad. I mean, I would be surprised. I would not be surprised they end up getting relegated, to be honest. But we'll see. I like Brentford as a club. I think they're solid. And I've got 15. I actually got Wolves in 15. So I think it's going to be a tough one. Yeah, I mean, it's not nice. It pains me a little bit to say that, obviously, being from Wolverhampton, and I'm willing the club to do well, right? Like, I have no will towards Wolves. Obviously, I'm a Man United fan, so that's my priority. But Wolves are going 15, so I don't want to see go down. I think maybe that's me thinking a bit more optimistically. Maybe they may potentially end up going down, but that is my 15 Wolves.
Okay. All right. Sorry for Wolves. I have them going down. So I'll get to that. I'll get to that in these next ones. So 16 is a team that will probably be sad about it because they have the potential to finish higher, and they did last season. So they were number 11. This is Fulham. I have them in 16. They just did not do enough in the offseason to bring in any key players that I think will help take them to that next level where they need to go. And they have been consistent, but those consistent players that allow them to be so consistent are aging. So that's why I have them in the 16 spot for me. 17, like you just mentioned, Brentford. Man, they had a huge upheaval. They lost a ton of players, a lot of key players, a lot of talent, not to mention, I think, one of the best managers in the Premier League with Frank, as I had mentioned. That is one of the big reasons I think Tottenham will do so much better this season. So with Frank out and with all of those players exiting, I think, man, they're going to be lucky if they escape relegation, which is sad because it has been fun to watch them under Frank. It's been awesome to see what they've built. Now, my relegation candidates. Number 18 for me is, sadly for you, Wolves. They also have not done a whole lot in the offseason to add any players when they have lost a decent amount. And honestly, for me, I think Cunha, who obviously goes to Manchester United now, was such a key force in the creativity for Wolves, which, spoiler alert, they finished 16th last season. So they're losing some of that talent, some of that creativity, and they have not replaced it, at least not yet with anybody that we've seen. And the window is now closed, so they're going to have a small gap to be able to try to do something in January to save their season. We'll see if they can do that, but I don't think that they're going to get enough across the line to get out of the relegation zone. So Wolves, for me, are 18th. And now, if you are counting, you'll know that the other two are the two promotion teams that came up from the championship last year. So in 19, I have Leeds. I do like Leeds as a team. They got an American on there. Aronson is always fun to watch, but I don't think that they have enough firepower. I know they've added Calvert-Lewin, but it just doesn't look like they have a system or a game plan in place where they're going to have enough firepower to compete with some of these teams. And then 20 for me, sadly, Burnley also going right back down. Parker, I do like him as a manager, and I think that I know that he has brought in teams up from the championship before into the Premier League. I just don't think that they have the talent to stay in the Premier League. This year could be the one where there are some teams that have come up from promotion and are going to stay up, but I just don't think it'll be either Leeds or Burnley. So that is my final predictions for our table.
Nice. I think that I kind of think that makes sense, to be honest. And it's very similar to mine, to be honest. I think I've got in 16th, I have Fulham. Very similar to yourself. I think they will be very disappointed. They've got a strong squad. They just aren't. They're not really hit. We have Everton in 17th place. I think they just, by the skin of their teeth. This is obviously before the Grealish days. I still think they probably don't have the depth that they probably need to fight for that top 10. I think the key really is for that top 10, you need depth. So
I have them in the 7th spot. You have them in the 17th spot?
That might be, yeah. That might be the killer.
That could be the deal breaker. So it might come down to how Everton perform this year.
18th, I actually have Leeds in 18. So these are my 3 relegated clubs. Leeds, which is a shame because I liked the Bielsa days, for example. Bielsa was obviously a great Argentine manager for them. The performance they put on, I think watching a couple of the Leeds documentaries, I was just really engrossed in the Leeds championship run, trying to get to Premier League. So I do like them as a club. 19th, I've gone for Burnley again. a solid club, but they just don't have. I mean, that Vincent Kompany season wasn't great for them. So yeah, that's my 19th. And 20 Sunderland. On reflection, maybe they might do a little bit better. Maybe they are probably 17th, maybe, or 16th potentially, like pushing. I think get some good results, the performance they've put in so far. I just don't. I think Leeds, Burnley, and Sunderland, as a Championship club, over time, it takes a lot out of you. Premier League does, and in the last, from January onwards, the bigger clubs are going to be able to just pick up and have that second wind and try to push for a top 10. I think these clubs just don't have the consistency in terms of the length to dominate matches in January and February, for example. I think the drop-off just ends up being the teams that people end up panning. Like, for example, you'll captain Haaland against a Sunderland squad or a Leeds squad by January because they're just not shipping. They're going to be goal central in that game.
You're telling me that Captain Granit Xhaka isn't doing it for you, is not moving the needle over there at Sunderland?
Some of them, I see the pass in his previous game. Like he is a great addition. It's a shocking addition because how is he playing for Sunderland now? Blows our mind. But he wanted to play in Premier League and now he's back. And I would love it, genuinely love it, if they were able to stay on another season. So yeah, that is predictions for this season done for leagues. We did our previous league where obviously we found out that your boy here, Faisal, was the champion. It's 1-1 now over the past 2 seasons, so we love to hear that. We obviously have done our predictions in terms of the new season. A couple of interesting ones. We know that Andrew is going to be a big Everton fan to try and get them up the table. I obviously not, because that is basically it. Imagine we're here again next year and we're going through it and it's down to this Everton. It could crumble on this one thing. So
up the toffees, baby. Let's go.
No. And then the final thing, I thought I'll give us an opportunity before we close out this episode, really quickly, just to run through 3 kind of key things. We did that last season as well, but just wanted to get your thoughts on what we think will be a key points in this. So what I've got here is I just want 3 names. Well, 3 names in a club essentially in this. So number 1 is standout player. So that's the first thing. Dark horse, and then the team that you think is going to underperform. So the team is going to... We kind of touched on that a little bit, but go for it. Your top 3, go for it.
So I have my standout player, and this is the reason that I have Everton so high. It's going to be Jack Grealish. I think that really the system that he is in is going to make him an exciting player, and having the freedom and the creativity that he's wanted so badly at City. Now he's going to be one of the better players in the Premier League, and that is why Everton will finish in 7th. So that's my standout player.
Nice.
You said dark horse. For me is Sunderland. So I think that they're going to perform better than expected. Granted, that one is just because I think that they have the resources, and I think it's Lewis Dreyfus is their owner after all that Sunderland Till I Die documentary, and then Dreyfus comes in after all that kind of goes to shambles. He just has unlimited money. So he's my age pretty much, and he is the son of a billionaire, and they have tons of money, and I mean, he's been doing the right stuff to get them where they are now. So I think that with his kind of crazy leadership style and the money they have, might not be too shabby. So that's my dark horse. And underperformer, I have a player and a team I'm going to give you. Burnley, I think they did so well in the championship to get promoted. I think that momentum will drop off. They're going to finish 20th for me. So I think they're the underperforming team. And for me, the player is Seshko. I am so high. Yeah, I'm so high on him as a player, but I think he joined the wrong team, because Manchester United are in such shambolic state. The manager is not the right manager for the team. The club has no idea what they're doing. I think they are going to waste his talent just like they have done to so many other players who then leave and then they go to another club and perform. So I think that's why Burnley and then Seshko is my underperformer, which is sad to see.
Wow, some interesting points there. Oh, wow, okay. My prediction in terms of my standout player originally was going to be... because of Man United, I did think Mbeumo would be the potential standout player. I thought he was going to score for fun, and I thought he'd fit into the squad, and he's doing it right. like you said, the clubs around him is the issue. But my actual standout player, or my standout player, I think really is going to be Kolo Muani from Spurs. I honestly think that as a player, I think he suits any club. He's pacey. He was one that was 1-on-1 with Emi Martinez for the France versus Argentina game. He missed, but when he comes onto the pitch, he's going to be insane. So Kolo Muani is going to be a standout player. My dark horse is going to be Chelsea. I mean, I think you've got them in like fifth. Is it fourth or fifth? I think they're going to be pushing this season. I really do. I think I watched the game the other day against Fulham, and they have got depth in the squad, but they've got some incredible players that they could just bring on. Esteval, for example, 18 years old. Some of the stuff he was doing on that pitch was crazy. João Pedro has just slotted into that from Brighton to Chelsea. I didn't think he'd fit that nicely. It's just fitted in really clean. So him, obviously, you got your... How have they found Caicedo? Again, another great player in that midfield who's just... he's now coming into his own. So I think they've basically got everything from front to back. I think they're going to be pushing for sure. The team to underperform, I think, and I've kind of mentioned it, but I think Fulham really aren't. I think it's going to be a struggle for them this season, and that's not right for them. With the right players, I think they've got a right squad for sure. And watching that Fulham game against Chelsea, I think they've got goals in them, 100%. I just don't think perhaps they've made the signings they wanted, and I think they might have themselves in the season, not in a relegation battle, but in a battle to try and avoid a relegation battle, essentially. So they'll be in that final few months. So that is my team to underperform.
All right, and there you have it. These are our predictions. Will they come true? Will the Toffees make me a winner of a fresh new kit next year? I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm putting all my money on Jack Grealish. Come on, Jackie boy. Let's see. Now, any parting words before we sign off here to close off your beautiful predictions that you've just made?
No, I mean, I'm excited for the new season, to get stuck into the new season. I'm excited to chat football with you again. And also, like I said, get in touch. Let us know what your thoughts are. Give us your feedback. We're going to try and make these more efficient, quicker for you to listen to, easier for you to digest. A lot more content's coming out your way. So I'm excited to get stuck into the new season with you, Matt.
Yes, sir. Right back at you, man. Well, fam, we are out. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in about 2 weeks. Before then, jump on our Instagram and TikTok accounts at Nutmeg Podcast and DM us your listener questions or your take it or leave it submissions. Hopefully you'll be able to get in a pitch somewhere. But if you do, just don't get nutmeg. Peace.